gentlemen, and all you test takers watching around the world, this is the moment you've been waiting for. Your live question and answer session is set for one round. No.
Yo, it's about that time. We going live with the Q&A and I'm counting it down. Lock in with me. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. We are live right now. The questions, the answers, the energy, it's all happening. Drop your questions in the chat. Turn that volume up and let's make this a...
Let's go, baby. I like that. I think those guys are great for doing that for me. Okay. Now, John F. Peterson, great question. I will get to that in 1 second. Let me handle this early on. If you need help with tutoring, we're here to help you. My website is series7exam.org. Jeff's on there. If you just need help figuring out a study plan, hit him up with a custom study plan. It's super cheap. He'll jump on the phone with you for a half hour, whatever it is, to figure it out.
Super cheap.
Super cheap. It's value. Okay?
It's a good value.
It's the Walmart of things. No, it's great. Okay. It's all good. Okay. Oh, fucking Mike LaRosa. I can't say why he's asking about those exams, so I'll leave it out. But if you need help, if you don't like my stuff, I have 2 other tutors that work for me. 3 if you're taking the 79 or the possibly another test coming in. A bigger one. If you don't like my style, go check out Michael Weiss over at series7examtutor.com. He's good. He's about half the cost of me. He's really good at what he does, especially in the NASA stuff. He has a CFA, so he's kind of a smart guy. I love it. Now, other things, if you want to join the membership, remember, after the live today, we're doing the membership class. It's the X one. It's the last, but understand this is the last one at the lower price because normally we charge $25 a month for the class on Sundays. It's at 5 p.m. Eastern. Great stuff. It's a group, just 65, 66, 63. I'm adding a Thursday night after the live every Thursday. That's gonna be 50. So for 50, you get a Thursday and a Sunday night. But tonight's the last one that's at the lower price. We do a half hour tonight. We get on and we go. Oh, see, Marie's like Jeff's the cheap and easy date. Okay, there you go. That's from Marie. I love it. I like when we get shit. Okay, now hold on. Okay, now, what else can we say? I think that's it. If you want, a couple of things. I love SDC. I have links for them with a discount, a solid discount. But if you're looking for a supplement or literally just a vendor that is going to teach you this stuff better than anyone else, go with Achievable. I have links on the other ones. It's achievable.me, but if you can find my links, I think I have a $10 discount. At least I have one in the Facebook group, which is great. That Facebook group is awesome. But I have links in all my other videos for Achievable and STC to get you discounts. I also have some books that I like, links in there, Amazon stuff. Anyway, let's get into it. Now, John F. Fetterman. Okay, so now, Mr. Pete, what was that? Richard Feder from Fort Lee, New Jersey. You know what that's from? Sound familiar?
How does that sound so familiar?
I know. Richard Feder from Fort Lee, New Jersey. Miss Rosanna Dana from Senate Live. You don't remember that? You'll look at Senate Live. If you look up Richard Feder, Fort Lee, New Jersey, you'll see it's good. Some good sticks. Okay, good. She did like a thing on the news, and she would just go on a tangent every time. Okay, now John, since you really wanted an answer, I'll answer it now. Rule 144. There's 2 of them. Okay, there's 144 covers 2 different things. One is if you buy shares on a Reg D, a private placement, and you're a accredited investor, you have to hold on to the shares for 6 months fully paid. Now, they're changing some of the rules, but right now we're going to stick with it. You have to hold them fully paid for 6 months. That's called a holding period, okay? 6-month hold. After the 6 months, you have the transfer agent take the legend off. You take that off, and then you can sell whatever you want. Boom, that's it. That's for the Reg D restricted shares. Now, there's another 144 for insiders, pods, partners, officers, directors, and big-ass shareholders who own more than 10%. They're considered control people. They have different rules. If they don't really have a holding period, if they buy regular shares, this is like Bill Gates, president, CEO, stuff like that of the company, they do not have a holding period, but they have to follow the 144 rules, 144. They can sell the greater of 1% of the outstanding, the 4 weeks trading volume, 4 times a year. 144. So every 90 days, which is what 4 times a year is, they can sell the greater of 1% of the outstanding or the 4 weeks trading volume. That's really what it is. And they have to fill out a Form 144 every time. And then they tell them what he can sell each period. If they do not sell, if they only sell like half of what they can during that period, they fill out a new form and they give them a new number. You don't get to roll over what you didn't sell. You lose your opportunity to sell them. So if they say you can sell 40 grand in the first quarter, and then you sell 20, that leaves you 20. At the end of that quarter, you fill out a new form. They give you a new number. That's your number. You don't get to add the 20 you didn't sell. Now, there's an exception to this called 144A as an apple. That allows the people who are holding the holding period people, they're restricted to sell it to QIBs, qualified institutional buyers, during the cooling off period. I mean, during the holding period. I'm thinking of other things. Hope that helps a little, John. Okay. Zach attack, baby. That is outstanding. Took it like a bad bitch, baby. I fucking love that. That is outstanding. Well, that's by the way, tonight should be the last night. I like these. I may keep them, but tonight's the last night of October that will be on. Okay. My son said I should wear a costume, but I'm like, I'm not fucking doing that shit. Okay.
No.
Zach, and by the way, this is what I ask everyone. If you took it, don't give me answers. Just tell me, were there any surprises? That's all I need to know. Is there anything that we don't cover that we should add to the program? I bet you a lot of ethics on there. Okay. Okay. So there's your cheap date comment. Thank you, Marie. I'll see you either tonight or hopefully tonight and Sunday, right? Okay. Now remember, tonight's only about a half hour because it's an intro. And then starting next week, once people actually pay for this, it'll be a full hour. Okay.
Oh.
What's wrong? Oh. Good stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
Now.
Trying to hype it up.
There you go. Hype it, baby. Okay, now. I really need help with a breakdown of exemption and exclusion. Okay. It's fucking killing me. I like that, Yasmin. So here we go. So first of all, let's talk about what an exemption is. Okay. Don't worry about exempt versus exclude. They're not going to ask you the difference. They're just going to say, do they have to register or not? And if you know that, you're fine. Like you're getting on the vendors, they love to do, oh no, we said they were exempt, but they're excluded. So it's not the same. It's not the same, but let's talk about what it is. So an exemption means you are what we say you are, but you don't have to register. So like, if a treasury is a security, so if the treasury is a security, and I'm gonna make this looser. So a new hat.
Nice.
If you watch Instagram, there's a guy called the PE guy that I follow, and I bought his hat. So I bought his merch. Okay, now because he says decent all the time. Okay, due to my role. Okay, now, moving on. Okay. If I have so if I'm a treasury, I am a security, but I'm exempt from registering. So I meet the definition of a security, but I don't have to register that security because it's exempt. So that's exempt. Treasuries, munis, stuff like that. Now, exclude means you don't meet the definition. So exclude means you are not what we say you are. So like a future is not a security. Insurance is not a security. Forwards are not securities. Pencils aren't. Things like that. They're not endowment contracts. They're not securities. So they're excluded from the definition. So say that again. If I am exempt, that means I am a security or an advisor, but I don't have to register. As far as, but exclude means I don't have to register because I'm not subject to the rules. And again, on the test, they won't ask you the difference in exempt and exclude, most likely. Okay. The vendors will, the test should not. Okay. Now, as far as let's go over what has to register and doesn't on the broker-dealer level. So if I'm a broker-dealer and I have an office or even one retail client in the state, I got to register. That makes sense, right? If I have one office, if I have a single office, doesn't have to be principal, any place of business. So if I if I rent a hall, a public, like a meeting hall in a hotel, that's a place of business because I'm renting it. If you meet me in my hotel room, which don't ever do, if you meet me in the hotel room and I'm just there, that probably would not be a place of business unless I advertise at a meeting there, okay? That I have hours there every day from 3 to 5 or something like that, okay? So if I have a place of business or even one retail client, I have to register. So I would have to register. Now, if I don't have a retail and I don't have an office, I don't have to retail. If there was only some way that I can remember that. Oh, no office, no retail, no register. Remember that. No office, no retail, no register. No office, no retail, no register. Remember that. That's broker-dealers. Now, if a client is visiting a state, what they call temporary residence, but they're not moving there, you don't have to register. I'm trying to figure this out, and I just can't, but it is what it is. Okay. How women pin their hair back? This shit, I have no idea. I'm lucky I have no hair, so it makes life easy. Now, if I'm a broker-dealer and I have people visiting, I don't have to register. Now, who works for a broker-dealer? An agentio, an agent. Okay, an agent is an individual. Broker-dealer is a firm, agent is an individual. So the agent works for the broker-dealer, okay? The agent works for the broker-dealer, and they register in the state where they do business. Now, remember, broker-dealers register SEC, FINRA in the state. Agents do not. Agents register at the state and FINRA only. Now, agents, I always say agents always register. It's just kind of like the default. Agents always register.
I closed my door completely.
Nope.
Was I muted?
I was just texting you. Are you on mute?
I wonder what happened.
I was like, did it freeze? Did you?
No, I even said, okay, so I'll go back to this. So what I just said was the most important thing you'd ever remember. No, I'm kidding. If I work for a broker-dealer, okay, I thought an accident. It's funny. So if I work for a broker-dealer, I'm an agent. If I have an office or a retail client in there, I have to register. If I don't have an office and a retail, but here's the thing. If I don't have an office and don't have a retail and the broker-dealer is not in the state, then I don't have to register. So I don't get the no office, no retail exemption if the broker-dealer is in the state. If the broker is not in the state, then I get it. Now, so if the broker-dealer is exempt, so is the agent, okay? Because remember, if the agent has an office, so does a broker-dealer. They have to register. If the agent has a retail client in the state, so does a broker-dealer. IA side, I think I know what it is. So now IA side, the IA is a firm. They register either federal or state, okay? If they have no office and 5 or less retail clients, they don't have to do anything in the state. However, if they have an office or more than 5 retail clients, they have to do something. So remember, if I have an office, place of business, or more than 5 retail clients, I have to do something. And what is that something? Well, if I'm federal, I notice file. If I'm state, I register. Because remember, if you're federal covered, you never register on the state level. Jasmine, I hope this is helping. Now, if I am an IAR, I'm an individual, I can only register on the state level. So if I have no office and 5 or less retail clients, I don't have to register. However, here's what happens. If I work for a state advisor and I had either an office or more than 5, not 5 or more than 5 or 6 or more retail clients, I have to register. However, if I work for a federal covered advisor, and I have this on my video, if I work for a federal covered advisor, then it only matters if I have an office. I could have all 9 people that live in Idaho, and if I don't have an office, I don't have to register. Okay. That should be good. I did a lot on that. Okay. Here we go. Now, we're good. I'm only about 10 minutes behind, so good. Okay. Now, oh, that's funny. Human made. Okay, got it. Okay. Why did interest rate inflation? If you see anyone that passed, let me know. I'll jump down to them. Okay. Yep. Why didn't so now during a recession, so if we're heading into a recession, what do we think is going to happen? What is the Fed going to do? Unless they're political, okay? They'll start lowering rates. Like my daughter wants to refinance, so I need like a 1 or 2 point drop. I need like Powell to drop this shit by a point. I would love that. Okay. Now, fuck this quarter point. It's like nibbling. Just come on, let's just do it. Now, if rates start, so if we're heading into a recession, the Fed is going to start lowering rates to make it easier, which means the rates get lower. Now, here's the thing. So inflation's dropping because we're lowering it down. Hopefully, recession means prices are not going up as fast. We don't have as much inflation. Maybe we have what they call disinflation, which means we still have inflation, but it's less. Or we have deflation, which hasn't happened since like 2009, where prices actually drop. Prices don't drop. No matter what anyone says, prices don't drop. You just want to slow them, okay? But we do want some inflation because no inflation is really bad. Now, as the rates start dropping, because the Fed is dropping them, now what happens? So now remember this, John. The older bonds are still paying a higher coupon. So if you have a 5% bond at par and rates drop to 4 or 3 or 2, your bond looks fucking awesome because it's paying 5 when I was getting 2, so the price goes up. That's why that's why bond prices go up. Okay. Is discretion considered custody? Okay. I love John with the question. He's taken over for Alexa, but this is great. Okay. So discretion can be custody. So discretion, there's 2 levels. There's limited and full. So let's talk about the difference. So limited discretion, okay? Limited discretion means you can do any suitable trade. Now, on this test, if it's a broker-dealer, you need that in writing ahead of time. If it's an IA or an IAR, you can get up to 10 days of oral. I always say it that way. 10 days of oral sounds fantastic, but let's say you need verbal discretion for 10 days. After the 10th day, got to get it in writing, okay? And then what happens is not like you get in trouble for the past 10 days. It ends if you don't get it in writing. So say Jeff was my agent from a broker-dealer, and I said, hey, I'm going on vacation, watch my account. If I don't get discretion, you can't do anything because it has to have it in writing. However, if he was an IA and I said, hey, watch my account, I'm giving you verbal discretion, he can do it for 10 days. So if I take a 2-week vacation, the last 4 days I'm screwed or I get it in writing. Hope that helps a little bit. Now, it's not considered custody until, got to close these windows. It's not considered custody unless you have full discretion. It means not only can you do trades, you can also move the money, pay bills, take your money out. If he's my advisor and he wants to be able to withdraw his own fees without telling me, without getting permission, that's full discretion, which would be custody. So remember, limited discretion is not custody, but you might need a surety bond of 10 grand, but full discretion is custody and you need a surety bond of 35 grand unless your net worth is higher. Now, what happens if I have custody? I have to let the administrator know. I have to submit financials. I have to put up a surety bond maybe, or put up or my net worth is high enough. I have to send quarterly statements to the customers, tell them where the money is, and I have to subject myself to a yearly audit, a surprise audit of my firm not by the administrator. They come in whenever they want. So I have to have a surprise audit. And what I mean by that, like an outside auditor, KPMG, Deloitte, what was Eisner, Amner, all these companies, Ernst, they will come in and audit my ass for like a lot of fucking money. They're really expensive. So if you have custody, you have to follow those rules. But what would else trigger custody? Named as a trustee on the account. Accepting prepaid fees of $500 or more 6 months in advance. Getting money and not forwarding or returning within 3 days. Obviously, full discretion. Also, if you, the advisor, send statements to the client instead of the custodian of the broker-dealer, that's custody. Okay, hope that helps. Human made, I love it. We're going to see you. I love it. You're taking it pretty soon. Okay, I think. No, D-Man's taking it soon. Okay, I'm going to make D-Man take it. Okay, I think he's platypus. So I think platypus is my man D, who's on the Zoom calls. Guys, and those Zoom calls are amazing. They're usually 5 to 10 people. On the Sundays, it's more. But we have 5 to 10 people bringing in questions. You have a good time. They start study groups. A lot of learning. Okay. Now, do I really need to know what 404C of a risk is about? Yes, but it's not that hard. So usually, because they won't just say, what is 404C about? They'll give you a story. So 404C of ERISA is this. If I'm the sponsor of a 401k or a retirement plan, technically, since I sponsored it, I might get in trouble if the money goes, if you lose money. However, there's a thing that they call that if you do these 3 things, then you're not liable if they lose money because you're giving them enough rope to hang themselves. Here we go. Number 1, at least three different levels of diversification: safety, conservative, and aggressive. At least 3 different levels of diversification that they can choose from. The ability to choose to adjust at least quarterly. And the third one is education about diversification and shit like that. So as long as you give them 3 things: diversification of the 3 different levels of risk, education, and ability to change quarterly, you can't be sued because they chose their own route. There you go. So there might be a question somewhere. Also, anyone taking the 65 or 66, find my new Power Hour 25 and find my new brutal exam. I promise you it will help you a lot. So there might be a question in there about, is it about this? Yeah, it's about this. Basically saying that a person runs a pension 401k and they have 10 different equity funds in there. Equity mutual funds as a choice. So that's not very diverse. So what should they add? They should add like bonds and money markets. So this way you have equity, bonds, and money market funds. And then we're good to go. Okay. Here we go. Okay. Oh, Zach. Oh, yeah. Okay. Hold on. Do I have it? I'll have to add it. Hold on. You do like that one? Okay. That's funny. I'm going to add it to it while we're talking. Okay. I can get rid of that. Guys, give me a second. Hold on. Guys, talk amongst yourselves. Where is this stupid thing? There it is. I got it. I think that's it.
No, I'm looking at this question. I would be I'm curious at what answers C and D are.
Right. So B wouldn't be the answer. I think if you have, here's the thing: if you have the username, so if you have the username and the if you have the username and the password, I think that's considered custody because you have control of their account. It's kind of crazy.
So what he's saying, answer A is correct?
Yeah. Yep.
And IA might be.
So if the IA has the access to the customer's username and password, which would normally violate the shit, it's considered custody. They would use, like, imagine if your customer gave someone else a username and password. That would violate the whatever you call it, the terms and agreements, right?
Could you throw the explanation to that?
I think it's just a problem. But that's the answer. So the other answer, so discretion doesn't mean custody. It has to be full discretion.
I want to see the explanation to this. If you
have. But again, it's because they have remember, if they get username and password, while it may violate the terms and agreements of the fund, they have control of the account. They can make trades. And that would be considered custody. I think it's a violation. Okay.
Not that I've read it recently, but would you say that passwords are something that are highlighted in the book regarding?
I think they bring it up. I think it's a violation.
I think that's what I'm saying. I want.
But they do bring it up because it shows up. I don't know if it's going to be on the test, but I do think Kaplan brings it up.
It's also Kaplan. Like double X there. If you have the explanation, throw it in the chat. I'm curious to see how they explain that.
Good. Okay, now we go. Here we go. So I like, here's my thing, Lizette. I think Achievable explains it better than the others. That's my thing. I think Achievable explains it better than all the other ones. But this is the perfect scenario. If you can buy one vendor, by STC, right? But if you can do the combination, buy Kaplan, use my discount, and buy Achievable, use my discount, and then buy Kaplan, just buy the question bank. Lizette, that's the way to go. Buy Achievable to learn it, and buy the Kaplan Q bank to get it. I think that's like the amazing way to do this. Hold on. See if I can do this. Hold on. I might be able to put it in the chat because it's not on my phone. It's on my phone. My channel. I'm going to join my live. Join the live. I have an extra. Let's see what happens. Okay, here we go. See if there's a way to chat. I think there's a way. Yes. So here's the link for the Achievable with the code for the $10 discount. Okay. My videos are taking forever. Okay. Zach, I'm working on it. I'm trying to upload it. Okay. Somebody said something?
No, I was laughing at the banjo thing.
Oh, yeah. What's your opinion on Past Perfect? I wish I used to have it in the scene. I have this thing, which I think is funny.
Don't just scroll away, the rhythm's got its hold. If you're feeling this vibe, tap that like you know. Hit subscribe, join the tribe, let the good times flow. You should like and subscribe this video. Come on, stay tuned, there's more.
How funny is that?
That is not funny.
What?
The other one that you showed me was funny.
The one I just did, right?
No, the one that you sent me.
Oh, yeah. I get it.
That one.
I like this one.
If this speech stirs your heart, show your allegiance, like the video, subscribe to the cause, and together we shall
Don't waste a lot of time on that. That's not the one. I have so many on my fucking phone, but I can only upload a certain amount of things. Okay, so let's go back to this. Brittany's like, Brittany DeCotton. Okay, now, what's it been? Okay. Yeah, if Kaplan didn't work for you, Past Perfect may. I mean, I don't love Past Perfect over Kaplan, but they're good. It's not like they're going to hurt you. It's just, I think they overteach this stuff. Here's the thing. Take it with a grain of salt, okay? Just promise me you'll take it with a grain of salt. That's the best thing you can do, because you want to make sure that, that you're, what's the best way to do it? You want to make sure that you are, not worrying about the math too much, okay? That's the problem, is that if you worry about the math too much, then that's what the vendor does. The vendor really loves the math, and that becomes a problem because Past Perfect really goes way, way, way too heavy on the math, like ridiculous amount, and that's why they're good. But I just think that causes a problem. Okay, but you're good. They will, since you did Kaplan twice and you didn't love them, it's going to help. Okay, just using a different person. Okay, here we go. Okay, so notice filing is when you are not registering in the state, but you're just letting the state know. So if you're an IA and you're federal covered IA and you have an office or more than 5 clients, you have to notice file. It says, hey, we're here. We're not registering. Here's our paperwork. That's all it is. Now, if you are a federally covered securities, literally a mutual fund or a Reg D, then you don't have to register in the state. You just have to notice file. Again, you're just letting them know you're there. That's all you're doing. You're just saying, hey, here's the state. Here's my paperwork. Let me go from there. Okay. Can I go over annualized? Annualized return. Oh, there. Okay. Okay. You know, for me, well, that's 4 questions. I'm going to be here for an hour. So annualized return. Now, let's say, everyone do this. Let's say I earn 3% over 6. For holding period return and total return are the same thing. Remember that. Holding period and total are the same thing. It's like basically, I'm going to make easy numbers. I invest $1,000. It grows by $100 and I get a $20 dividend. So again, I invest $1,000. It goes up by $100 and I get a $20 dividend. So that's really 100 plus 20. That's $120. That's 12%. 12 divided by 1,000 is 12%. That's what you do. So it's growth plus income. And if you lose money, like say I invest $1,000, I lose 100, but I make $50 in dividends. I lose 50. I'm losing 5%. That's holding a total return, same thing. But however, let's say I earn that 12% over a 6-month period. So I put in $1,000. I earn the $1,220 over a 6-month period. Now, if I annualize that, how much would that be if I made that kind of return over a year? Now, sometimes we compound it, but the test won't do that to you. So you just go, okay, I'm making 12% over 6 months. That means I'm making 24% over a year. How do I get that? 6 months happens twice in a year. And I'm going to double it because, so I'm going to say 12 times 2 is 24%. Now, say I earn 12% over 3 months. 3 months happens 4 times in a year. So I'm going to do 4 times 12. What is that? 48. So I'd be a 48% return. That's annualized. Now, what if I earn 12% over 2 years? Annualized, I bring it down to a year. So I'm going to cut it in half. How many times does it happen? Does 2 years happen in a year? Half of the 2 years. That's a 6% return. So annualized is just taking your return, you're holding your total return, and either stretching it out to a year or cutting it down. Now remember, if your holding period return is under a year, your annualized is going to be more. If your holding return is above a year, your annualized is going to be less. Okay. ADV, I have a couple of videos on that. Just know what you don't have to know every little bit, but you have to understand what they do. Okay. It's funny. All everyone said, okay. Funny. Not only I'm muted, but I heard a toilet flush. That's pretty funny. Okay. That was my career, baby. Okay, now. Okay. Don't go crazy on the balance sheet stuff, but you have to know like balance sheet is assets and liabilities. So if they want net worth or working capital, you're doing total net worth, total assets minus total liabilities. That gives you net worth or shareholders equity. Current is total is everything. Current is what's going to come in a year or you have to pay in a year. So current assets are anything you have now, like cash, not inventory. Oh no, inventory, not equipment, or anything you're going to get in a year, like accounts receivable. That means any money you're going to get in a year. That's current assets. Current liabilities is anything you owe in a year, like assets pay, like payable. I forget. I think it's assets. It's not assets. It's receivables and payables. Assets receivable. Yeah. It's payables versus receivables. Okay, so now I'm having a moment. That's the balance sheet. The balance sheet is about assets and liabilities. The income statement is all about money going in and out, profit margin, taxes paid, cash flow, stuff like that. So remember, balance sheet is the actual heart. It's a snapshot of where we are now. Income statement is about the profitability and stuff like that, the money going in and out. Okay. It's not super deep. You have to just know the difference. Okay. So Zach Gastret, let's see if it's there. Let's see if this is the one. No, maybe it's if this one.
Got no office in your state, ain't seeing no retail face to face. You just dealing with the dealers, you don't need that register space. No office, no retail, no register, man. That's the rule, you best understand.
Got no office in your state, ain't seeing no retail face to face. You're just dealing with the dealers, you don't need that register space.
Ain't got no office in your state. Ain't seeing no retail face to face. You're just dealing with the dealers. You don't need that register space. That's the rule. You best understand.
There we go. How was that? Zach, are you happy? Okay. Okay. I love that. Okay. Zach, thank you for doing that. I like that one. That's one of my favorite ones. Although the third one, it adds like 50 pounds to me. Okay. Oh. I am so far beyond worrying about the Jets winning and losing that I've been beat up so much. It's crazy. Okay. Go Pats. Are they winning? Whatever. Okay. It's amazing. Think about the Patriots found a good quarterback and the Giants. So literally Rex Ryan, when he was talking about, and when he broke up about, by the way, Nick Mangold dying. You know how old he was? You know who Nick Mangold is?
No.
He was a center for the Jets, right? And so he died. He was 41. He lived around the corner. He lived about like maybe a 5-minute walk from my house until he left the Jets, and then he moved to Madison. But it was a super nice guy. Funny seeing him in the store, like, oh my god. So you know those little mini grocery carts they let kids push around? He was pushing a regular cart, and it looked like one of those on him.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so massive. It's kind of cool seeing those guys around there. So, I mean, you go to Chipotle and you see a 6'5", 320-pound guy, like with no body fat. And he's got like, I'll have 3 of those and 15 tacos. You're like, okay, you're a Jet. Okay. Always a Jet. Okay. Now, Wall Street Logic. Yeah, I can, but what do you mean? Okay. So let's go into this a little bit. I'm going to try to go where they would probably ask. Okay. So now they're usually going to talk about surplus versus deficit. So trade surplus. So here's my question, everyone. Do we want a strong dollar or a weak dollar? Why, yes, we want a weak dollar. Why? So a weak dollar means that people are buying our stuff. Because remember, money flows downhill. So whoever has a cheaper currency, people buy their shit. That's why China keeps devaluing the yuan, to make sure that people keep buying their stuff. So when we said we're going to cut them off, and goes, oh my God, we're going to have to pay 30 cents more for bullshit. Okay. So that's the problem, because they hook you in. So if you have a low currency, not dead currency, but lower, then people buy your stuff and you have a trade surplus. Money's coming in. So if I'm an exporter, that's good. What am I worried about? I'm worried about the dollar going up and the foreign currency going down. So I would buy puts on the foreign currency to protect myself. Now, if it's on the other side, if I'm an importer, I'm worried that, remember, I'm buying other people's stuff. I'm worried about the foreign currency going up. So I'll buy calls. So that's why they talk about that acronym called EPIC. EPIC, exporters buy puts, importers buy calls. Okay. Now, it's exporters buy puts, importers buy calls to protect themselves. Now, if our currency goes up, we're going to have more money to buy other things. So like tourists going on vacation in another country, that would mean that's a deficit because they're spending their money somewhere else. But foreigners coming here, we would create a surplus. Okay. Hope that helps a little bit. Okay. Okay. Now, there you go. I hope that helps. So a strong dollar means that we import more, which leads to a deficit. A weak dollar means we export more. It leads to a surplus, because surplus means more money is coming in. Okay. Okay. Probably not. I mean, you can. I mean, if you do the $25 one, you'll get tonight and Sunday, so it won't hurt you. But if you do sign up, email Jeff, because I got to get the link to you, because I already sent the link out. Okay. Oh, see, Triple X Cracker said that that C and D were off, so we're off. It didn't matter. Okay. Okay. City Hero. Okay. I assume you're maybe related to firemen or a police. Okay. Okay. So you take it on Tuesday. We're gonna rock this thing. Make sure you don't take any tests on Monday. Just add knowledge. Make sure you read. Make sure you have down the risks, the investment risks, and what the register up can and can't do. That's going to be so big on the test. Okay. 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 The brutal exam, it's actually open in public now. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it. I made it public last week. Here we go. It's doing well. In a week, it has 1,400 views. I'll take that. Boom. There's the brutal exam for the 65, 66. It works for both. Okay. 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 So our Origin Malik 04M64. Okay, M6B. Okay. That sounds like a made up, like a troll account on Reddit. They just like randomly did it. That's like a password I would get from, like, when they go Google create your own password, which I never do. That sounds like that. Now, so
remember it.
What?
You're never going to remember their password.
I know, never. So, and they go, that's a strong one. I'm like, good. It's strong. It's so good that I can't get it. Okay. So now, so look at that. NASA sent out a thing about passwords. Interesting. Okay. Now, don't give them out. So now the other thing is, on that note, so NASA, they don't make you do it, but they want you to remember, they want you to watch my quick and dirty power hour that I just came out like 2-3 weeks ago. It's going to help you too, because I talk about the cybersecurity stuff and the 5 things they want you to track, because somebody said they're starting to see that stuff. Okay. So a growth fund buys growth companies, which are low. So they have low dividends, high PE funds, high PE and high price to book, because they don't have a lot. Maybe they're lower earnings, lower revenue, stuff like that, like Amazon in the beginning, stuff like that. I mean, even Amazon now or Nvidia, but I think they pay dividends. So in our world, the growth stock doesn't really pay dividends, or very low ones. They have a high PE or high growth, and they're riskier because they're like kind of newer companies, kind of thing. A value company is also looking for extra, like a capital appreciation, but these are more companies that are like, they're strong, they have a low PE or a low price to book, but they pay dividends, but maybe they're out of favor and they're undervalued right now. So like maybe it should be trading at like, $30, but it's trading at like 28. So you can buy it for a discount over what it should be worth. So like in a way, efficient market hypothesis doesn't believe in undervalued companies, but in undervalue, both growth and value are looking for capital appreciation more than the average, but for different reasons. Okay. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of. I mean, Kaplan's good for the questions, but I think they're way too detailed. Okay. Okay. Eleanor, that's a crazy question. Cost basis. Okay. Okay. They don't have to pay anything. Now, if you're saying the par value is 20, see, Eleanor, I think you mean the par value is 20, not the cost basis. So this is, I'm going to switch this up. If this was common stock, okay? If this was common stock, okay, they would pay nothing. But let's assume this is cumulative preferred with the. Tell me if she answers that I'm right. So to say the preferred par value is 20, and they pay a dividend of $2 a share. So usually they'll pay out $20 plus the $2. So they'll pay $22. The cost basis, again, if it's common, they pay you nothing. But if this is preferred, they're going to pay you they're going to pay you $20 for that's the par value if they have enough money to pay the preferred, and they're going to pay you the $2 cumulative dividend. So they're going to pay you $22. The only way it will be more than that is if that was a quarterly dividend of 2 and they would pay you 8, so it'd be $28. But it should be $22. And if you remember on the test, it's on I have some version of this on my brutal exam. It's going to be 22 million because it's like the par value. It's like a million shares at $20 par value. They have a cumulative $2, $22 million. Okay. Hope that helps a little, Eleanor. See, I'm so good. I can move around the question. I can figure it out. Okay. Now, yes, I agree. If everyone wants to get you get a discount here by Achievable, it'll help you. Now, Achievable teaches it better than anyone else. And what happens is the first time through, Achievable questions are hard. But once you start doing them a couple of times, you start getting used to them a little bit. So really, buy Achievable and buy the Kaplan Q Bank. They don't even care. They don't get insulted when I say it because they want people to pass. Their questions are solid. They teach you. But they're like, look, if you want to do other vendors, do them. Just do everything you can to pass. I do like the supplemental exams, but you can't just buy the STC Q Bank. It's a problem. So, okay. Okay. Yes. I would get another vendor. If you're training consultants, they'll help you, but I would get either get Achievable to learn or buy the Kaplan Q Bank. It'll help you a lot. Training consultants has enough information to pass, but you really got to own it. And I think their book is very too PowerPointy. Like it's like something I would do as a supplement. Like if I wrote a book, it would be a supplement, like very I wouldn't go deep in this shit because everyone has books. So it would be more like a supplement than anything else. Okay. Okay. Yes, I agree. Okay. I 100% agree that Past Perfect, their questions are very, very confusing. Hold on 1 second. Hold on. Okay. Here we go. Now, do you mean the order memorandum? So the order ticket, okay? So the order ticket looks, so understand what an order ticket has to have, okay? It has to have the terms and conditions like buy, sell. And if you have STC, they have a thing at the back with it. And I don't have it on me, but terms and conditions are the thing. Buy, sell, limit, stuff like any instructions or modifications. You have to have the identity of the person associated with the account, the rep, the date and time the order is received, and then executed once it's executed or canceled. The description and quantity of the, like, are you buying 100 shares of blah, blah, blah. So let me go through this. You need the terms and conditions of the loan. Buy, sell, the amount, the price, any instructions. Is it unsolicited or not? Discretion used or not? They will not have the commission or markup marked on it. It will have the rep's name somewhere to it. It will have the date and time it was received and executed once it's executed or canceled. It will have the description, it will have an identifier for the client. Okay, remember that. So it doesn't have to have the order account number, but it has to have an identifier. Like when I was at Westpac, we had a couple big accounts like Coke and Pepsi and stuff like that. and they didn't want their account number out there, so they had a code like XJ47. We knew as the rep that it was the account, but the traders, the bond traders, we didn't know. So when I was at Westpac, I didn't trade. I was compliance, and it was just bonds, which is boring as hell. Okay. Now, keep going. And then, and once it's executed, you want the name of the other side of the trade on there. Hope that helps. Nikki and Dave. Okay. Okay. Yes, I am telling you. That's what this is exactly what I've been saying. Thank you very much. So understand something. You cannot give them you cannot use the client's account and password. Now, the client can give you your own. That's different. So the client can say, oh, like remember, because just say you have a Schwab account, right? And you have account and password. If you give them yours, who's placing the order? We don't know. But you can set up a separate account login for them, so then they know who logged in. I think that's fine. You're not giving them you're not giving them their and their password and stuff. They're giving you yours. Okay. So this is the reason that answer was there, that you have custody. But again, you shouldn't have access it. You shouldn't have access to the you should have your own one. You should have like a 1A for the advisor, and so they can trade, but this way they know who's placing the orders. Okay. Bing, bing, fries are done. Bing, fries are done. Okay. How do you compare? I like Susie Rhodes has good stuff. I don't know. I think she's limited on how many tests she has, but she does a good job on YouTube teaching this stuff. I don't have a problem with that. Okay. Oh, interesting. That's fair. Some people like it, some people don't. So that's a fair thing, but I do some people like it. But again, hold on. Oh, Robin Scarborough. I hope you're still here. Okay. I'm glad. I'm telling you, the brutal exam will help you. Anyone taking the 65 or 66, the brutal exam will help you a lot. A ton. Okay, Robin. Let me go with one. Let me. The grace to darken our doorstep again. Ben, that's outstanding. Good stuff. Okay. Yes. So Shiv for both. Yeah. I love Achievable for Learning, and use my link. You get a discount. I love them they teach it like you don't know what you're doing, which is amazing. Then buy the Cap and Q Bank. And if you go to Michael Weiss, he has a link for I guess you like a discount. It's pretty good. Or if you go in the Facebook group, there are discount codes in there. Hold on, let me find that. The Facebook group is FINRA and NASA Exam Test Prep Network. We got 8,200 people in there. We're growing. And the thing is, like I tell everyone, we grow fast. We're growing fast, like 50, 60 people a week or whatever, right? Maybe more, but it's super active. And the thing is, it would be more, but I think I'm at least blocking 15 people a day of scammers coming in, because you can tell, because you look in all the other groups they join it, and they're part of they're usually like a nursing practitioner or something like that. So they're trying to sell exam prep stuff like for the other exams, and they're scamming. So I spend probably a good 20, 30 minutes a day blocking those people from getting in. So it keeps the group kind of safe, because again, it sounds weird. You guys are adults, but my job is, if it's my group, I have a reputation sort of, and I want to make sure nobody gets scammed. Okay. But I do like Achievable to Learn. And if you go in there, you can either use Michael Weiss has a link, or you go into the Facebook group, and there's a couple good passcodes in there that get you a discount. Okay. Okay. Who's weak? Oh, fair. So weak form does believe that fundamental way work. Right. So efficient market theory, strong and semi-strong, do not believe the undervalue, overvalue. They think the stock is pretty much trading where it should. Weak form can believe in an undervalued stock. They believe that it can happen. Good stuff. Okay. There you go. 100%. Yes. Epic is for U.S. Epic is for U.S. exporters, and the opposite for foreign exporters, but I don't think they'll go there. Okay. 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 So explodes. I'll be there in a second. Okay. Okay. What do I think is the most important thing? Okay. So the most important thing to know is the concept. Like PE firm. Jesus Christ. PE, you have to know that it's like, I know. So focused on that shit, right? So PE is price over earnings. High PE is growth. Low PE is value. Stuff like that. You have to know that it's also called the multiple. Okay. Now, DCF. DCF is, remember this, is the method to find, it's not a thing, it's a method to find present value. If you get future value, use DCF to find internal rate of return and present value. And then that's the big thing. You have to know where it's used. You may have to do the math, but I have a video on that called The Time Value of Money, where I show you how to do it. But for the most part, 90% of you will not have to do math on discounted cash flow, but know it. And so if they give you present value, you multiply up, and I show how to do it in my video. And if they give you future value, it's you divide. Okay. I hate that one. I hate when they make you move from one test to another. Okay. What vendor? So before I ask Blows, what vendor? So if it's Kaplan, you're probably okay. But yeah, maybe you need to spend. Why don't you stop taking exams and watch videos or read the book for a week? Or you can go on, get on with Jeff, and he can help you out and get you a plan. But really, I think your best bet. I think you get your ceiling fan going.
Yeah, I think my light's gonna blow.
Okay, I see the flashing. It's good. Disco, Jeff. Okay, good. Okay, so now, yeah, it's good. I like the flickering. It's like we got the music going to it. Okay, now.
I don't think I have an extra light bulb in here.
Oh, you're gonna go. It's gonna go. It's gonna be very sexy. Okay, now we go. A little dark, creepy. Okay, now, hopefully, you have a big screen that can blow up your face a little bit. Okay, now, explodes. I would, since you're not getting above and you're running into trouble, as I say, do something different. Maybe spend 2-3 days just reading or watching videos, stuff like that. I think that's going to be where you are. Okay. Okay, here we go. I'm out. I'm almost catching up. Okay. Oh, Sam, stay on here. I'm almost catching up to you. Yes. I think so Evan, I think past perfect is enough. I think it's overkill. I think it works. You don't need to buy anything else. Just remember that when they do a lot of math, don't worry about the math. I mean, on the essay, you're not going to get a ton of math. And watch my videos. That's your best bet. That's your best way you're going to go. Okay. Oh, this is a good question. I'm going to get you to Popins. I like STC. Achievable STC. You can look, you're not going to get hurt. Achievable, Kaplan, Notman, STC, they're all going to be good. I like STC for the 63. And what I tell everyone, taking the 63, read the book once, maybe twice, because it's not that long, and then take questions till your eyes pop out of your fucking head. Okay. Okay. Oh, hold on. I want to do bad news. Bad news first. Okay. You gotta. It's tough to do it in 2 weeks, but it sounds like you can study all day. Spend the first 2 days. Sorry you missed. It's not a big deal. You'll get over it. There's some overlap, which will help. You got to read the book. You got to get through that book. Hopefully it's STC and it's not too long. I mean, if it doesn't, you got to take a lot of chapter questions, but I would really try to spend the next 2-3 days just power through in the book and then spend 10 days doing tests. That's your best bet. And if you want, join the membership. We're meeting tonight and we're meeting Sundays so we meet Sundays and Thursdays. Now the Thursday ones are a little more expensive, but if you want to come on Sunday, we meet at 5 p.m. Eastern because Eastern's the only one that matters. Now remember what happened Saturday night?
Turn the clocks back.
Turn the clocks back. So I always argue with my wife because I say you get an extra hour of sleep. She said, you don't, because you wake up late, you go to bed later. So, okay. I just say it's a 25-hour day. So, yeah, just remember, guys, make sure you adjust your clocks. Not that it's a matter. Your phone's automatically adjust anyway. So, just make sure your microwave's fixed. Okay. Now, Clay carries, baby. That is outstanding. Boom. I'm Clay, baby. I got you. I got you. We're good. I love that. That's outstanding. Now, oh, I took away the Cuban stuff. Oh, well, I guess I got to do this one. The beauty. Love it. I know I'm not stopping doing because I just downloaded like 3 more that I'm going to add to the list. Okay. I can't do the same thing over and over again. And so, okay. And then look at that. And then we got Sam. Where's Sam? Sammy. Chipper Joe. Oh, that's a Falcons fan. Sammy Joe. Not Falcons. Braves. That's awesome. Getting it done, baby. You get the big song. You get the. Boom. Okay. That is outstanding. I love it. Oh, look at that. Finally recommended me. YouTube hates my guts. Okay.
Oh, wow.
That's good. Okay. Stephen Minicucci. Okay. Yeah, Stephen, yeah. Either me or my other tutors, absolutely. I think an hour would help just to get but here's the thing. First, okay, do my brutal exam first. See how you do. Then come on and book a session with me, my brother, or Arseny. All of us can help you. And look, an hour will just sometimes you just need somebody to talk to. But the other thing is, if you join the study group, Stephen, if you join the study group, a lot of guys, I'm not trying to push it, but I am. A lot of people join study groups, and that sometimes helps because they understand something. When you're doing well, you don't need fucking help. I mean, you're doing well, you don't need anyone to go, attaboy, right? But when you're struggling, it helps to have somebody to talk to. Go, look, I'm struggling. Get on that group. And it's usually women, and they're super supportive, and they're empathetic, so they'll make you feel better. Okay. Let's go, baby. I love it. Michael, you're gonna come on Tuesday night, and we're gonna blow it out your ass. It's gonna be awesome. I love it. Okay. Oh, you're using Achievable? Okay, go back and read some. So Achievable, if you're scoring 68, 70, yeah, you got to bump that up a little bit because they're sort of easier than the exam. So I would spend 3 days just reading. So either reading or watching videos just to bring up the knowledge again and then do it that way. Okay. Got it. Okay, that's awesome. That you got I love it. And get this, that's all. STC is solid for this stuff. They really are. There we go. That's awesome. Our heads, baby. I love it. Boom, baby. I love it. I love that song. Okay. I don't know a single word of it. Kira, that's not the test. I know there's a little bit. I know that there's some of it, but it's not. That's not. The test is much more about, do you understand the rules? Yes, there are some, and if you don't study them, I feel like there's a lot of them, but there's not enough of those special ones. I just did the one before. If you heard what I was saying, where I talk about what there is and the exceptions. Okay, like if it's a bank, what's not an IA, right? A bank, an issuer. They're not banks are ghosts, right? Bank, issuer, broker dealer, agent, IAR. Those are not IAs, okay? And also plate. They say late, I say plate. Publishers, lawyers, accountants, teachers, engineers. They say late, LATE, I say plate. Publishers, lawyers, accountants, teachers, engineers. As long as you're incidental to the business, they don't have to register as an IA. If you have more than 110 million under management as an IA, you have to register federally. If you're managing mutual funds, you have to register federally if that's your customer. And it'd say a growth fund, any kind of fund under the Investment Company Act, you will have to register federally. If you're in 15 states or more, you get to register federally. If you're a consultant for a pension plan of more than 200 million, you get to register federally. Other than that, you're pretty much doing state. Although 100, 110, you get to choose. Okay. There you go. I agree. Heads, I 100% agree. Okay. Boom. That is awesome. I gave you a good song. I got you a good one. Okay. That's awesome. Okay. I agree. It's For most of even the 7 is concepts versus details. But yeah, anyone taking the SIE and anyone watches this, and we'll do it. I'll say it again Tuesday. It's much more about concepts. Okay. Hold on. Listen to this. Okay. Okay. Yeah, DP McLaughlin. I'll share it again. I think I did. I'm not sure. Did I share the brutal exam? I did. If I didn't, I'll do it again. Hold on. Hold on. There's a brutal exam. That's it. I shared it before too, but okay. So hold on. Hold on. Okay. So you've done the podcast, you've done the videos. Can you, Zamrito, can you figure out, nice car? What kind of car is that, Jeff? Can you figure that out? So I would go back and just spend a couple of days watching different videos and maybe rereading the lowest sections. And again, if you're in Kaplan, you're actually probably fine. Okay. So if you don't have the money to do tutoring, do you have $25 to join the group? Or here's the thing. Here's the other thing you can do. Join even if you don't have the $25 to do the group, that's fine. I'm not trying to take your money. Go down to this group that's growing. Go to the FINRA NASAA group. Go in there and announce in the group that you're looking to join a study group. And you will get people to and tell them what test you're taking, when you're taking it. Announce in the group that you're taking it and you want to join a study group. You will meet with people who will then help you. You will all help each other out. It's like, a rising tide, raises all boats. That's what you're looking for. They're all going to help each other out. And it keeps you accountable and it keeps you on the right track. And when you get in a bad headspace, it gets better. Like I try to tell everyone, like I just did a thing. You had a bad day studying. You had a bad test. So what? Move on. Keep moving forward. Motion begets motion, right? Just keep doing it. Don't stop. Don't think backwards. Don't think I did bad. Think like if you do bad on exams, like so I always tell everyone, you need to change the way you think. If you get a 70 on a test, don't go shit. Go, oh, good. I know what I can work on. And then you work on the weak shit. And then you do another exam. Hopefully it's different stuff that's weak and your score inches up a little bit. But again, if you're doing Kaplan, look, it's like I get mid 90s, high 90s on these exams when they gave scores. Kaplan, I never got above, I think my highest score ever was a 90. So keep that in mind that I know my stuff and I struggle getting above 90s on Kaplan. And I do this for a living. On the real exam, I do better than Kaplan. Same with Past Perfect. I think my highest score on Past Perfect is like 88 because they ask some out of this insane world questions. Okay. And so, Zamrito, don't say I believe I can pay. I will pay. Join the FINRA group and just go join a study group. 2, join our study group for $25 or $50 a month. Okay. Maybe you can find that. Think of it as an investment. Okay. If not, try to find at least join the FINRA group and try to join a study group. At least that will help you without having to pay anything because those are free. Okay. Well, I just shared that. You should be able to get it. Okay. Yes, I agree. Take it like a savage, right? You got to go in there and take it and don't change answers and be confident. As the one guy said, be a bad bitch. Okay. Okay. So I'm gonna put that's the membership tab. You have
Memberships, yeah, I was just gonna say I want to make sure it's the right one.
So yeah, so if you go to John, if you use Kaplan, that's the one thing about Kaplan QBank. When you take exams, they have a great performance tracker. Okay. Oh, and Zemreed, I see you have STC, but let me get this. So if you do Kaplan, they have a great performance tracker that breaks it down with a bar chart on where you're weak. It's actually very good. Way better than NASAA does when you take the exam. Because NASAA just tells you the section you're in. Kaplan tells you each unit where you're weak or strong. And it tells you how long you took, stuff like that. Okay. If you're getting STC, that's not high enough to feel comfortable with the exam yet. But if you join the FINRA group or whatever it is, even if you don't pay anything, just join the FINRA group and you should be fine. You should be get there. Okay. Did you put the link? Oh, you did. Okay. Okay.
I gotta get it.
Oh, okay. That was me putting that link in. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
Yes. You absolutely. And if, by the way, if anyone here is in a study group and you want to add Zamrita and want to help them out, don't put your phone number in here, but maybe you guys reach out. If you want to reach out to me, if you want to add them, email me at kenfenton@gmail.com. And then Zamrito, there you go. Look, X-Week, there you go. Look, see, I'm telling you, it's a group. Okay, there you go. That's going to help each other. So anyway, Kira, yes. The reason I do that is because the 63 is a regs portion. 65 is the portfolio portion. Okay? Because YouTube will not be happy if I upload the same video with different titles. They're not going to like that very much. I had one taken down because I did that. So anything, if you're taking the 65 or 66, anything that says 63 on it, anything in that playlist is worth it. 63 is a regs portion, stuff like that. I even think I write in there 65 and 66 also in the title. Okay. So X Cracker and Samrita, if you email me, I'll connect you guys. I don't know if you guys can talk to each other directly or join the Finder group and then talk to each other there. Any of that shit works. Okay. Joni, you want to be mid 70s consistently. You want to pay in SDC, you want to be like 75 or higher 3 times in a row. Oh, Landacre, that's pretty good. If you're consistently getting 77s and it's not for memorizing, you're in really good shape. So there you go. So look, this is if we have a bunch of people join a study group, that's going to help. Okay. Oh, it's toilet paper. Got it. Okay. That's pretty funny because you're probably on someone else's account. That's like, well, sometimes people, so anyone who should join a study group and you can't connect and you don't want to join the Finder group, email me at kenfenton@gmail.com and then I'll wait till tonight and then I'm trying to connect everyone. Or just join the Finder group and mention it and you'll do it. Okay. I got to do so I'm doing the Zoom class after this. If you want to join the Sunday night ones, join the membership. Just hit the join. I think Jeff put the link in there. Somewhere in there, right?
It's in the beginning of the video. I have the link messed up on my.
Oh, okay. Hold on.
I have to get a new.
I think I can find it. Hold on. Let me get it. I can roll up.
I don't know why the membership tab is.
There it is. Okay, hold on. That's it, but that doesn't help me very much. I can't. Can I copy? Let's see. See if I can. Nope, won't let me copy. Hold on. What the fuck am I doing? Why don't I just do this? I'm an idiot. I can get the stupid tab. Hold on. Rain's supposed to start at 9:25. Okay. Here we go. The Barbie, Anila, Skittles, Sex Pay. Okay, here we go. Where's my tabs? Here we go. So here is the tab. Here's the that's the link for the membership. Boom. Yeah, dude. Zamir, guys, anyone who wants to join that group, send me an email. I will do tomorrow morning or later tonight. I'll just send one blast email. You guys can talk to each other. And here's my thing. Once I send it to you all, do not hit reply all. I don't fucking care. Just get me off that guy. Like, I love it when I set up people on text, like, oh, meet and talk, and they go back and forth with me. I'm like, stop. You can go on a different text. Okay. So tonight's only going to be about 30 minutes because it's the free end. Starting next week, it'll be an hour. Thank you. I appreciate it. I just did a new one. I did a new one on my quiz show one is my favorite. So also, guys, if you're bored and you want to see a little quicker stuff, go on Instagram or TikTok under Series 7 Whisperer. They're super energetic and they're fun. They're all short videos. YouTube is a long one, a lot of stuff, but TikTok and Instagram have some good stuff on there. Okay. And I think that works. I think we had a banger of an episode. Now, this is another little of my meme ones. Guys, what's an income bond?
An income bond? Let me break it down for you. That's a company saying, hey, we ain't got a dime, but maybe tomorrow looks better. You only get paid if they make money. No profits? Forget about it. You get nothing. It's like lending your cousin cash for his pizza joint that ain't even open yet. Could pay off, could flop. You want to roll up?
Thanks, Fido. So remember one thing before I get into the explanation of an income bond. Income bonds are bad. Income funds are good. They pay income. Income bonds don't pay shit, okay? So remember, an income bond is when a company's in trouble. They're trying to restructure. They don't want to go fully bankrupt. They don't go out of business. They want to restructure. So we'll take an existing bond that they have and flip it out and say, listen, I know you were getting 12% a year and we're paying you. We can't afford that anymore. So we want to restructure, refinance the deal and say, listen, here's your bond. Maybe we'll add a couple of years, add a percent onto it, but we're not going to pay you unless we hit certain income thresholds. Like we need to hit $4 a share, whatever it is, for 3 quarters in a row, something like that. The whole good. So now here's the thing. Platypus, how can I? It's right after this. Do you want to get rid of the live? Oh, I think that's funny. I know. It was after you passed. It was a video. It was a thing where, like, I don't remember what I took. It was funny. So, Platypus, how can I make it any earlier? It's right after this. I mean, I can't. I mean, the problem is if I do it at 7, I could do it from 7 to 8. No, I think I'm going to stick to this. So Platypus, just do the Sunday one, and then and then email for the recording. I can send it to you. Okay, everyone, I am going to get out of here. It was great fun. It was great fun talking to you guys. What's this one? What is this? There it is. I forgot I had it in the other section. I had it ready. Okay. And I think we're good to go. I think we're going to be gone out of here because I got to get this other Zoom class started. Everyone, you'll have a good night. I will see you guys in a week minus an hour. And hopefully you guys join the membership and we can get this fucking going. Don't forget to join the FINRA group.